It's Tom Numbers. How you doing? So today we are just 58 days away from the one, and 58 is Ivanka, Star, Nessara, Robin, as in Batman and Robin. But can you see this ship behind me? So I'm in Swanage. We had a break in the clouds. It was quite rainy most of the day. We had some wonderful sunshine a couple of hours ago. It's getting a little overcast again. But all of a sudden I see this steamboat, and it's called the Waverly. And apparently it's the only operating steamboat, seafaring steamboat, I guess, in the world. It's come down from the Firth of Clyde. I used to live in Greenock many years ago, so I was familiar with the Firth of Clyde. It looks like it goes to Southampton, stops here at Swanage, and goes to Durdle Door. Hang on, let me see if I can get, there you go. So that went pretty quick once it was ready to go. There it is. So, but I'm out here on the pier, out on the jetty. I mean, there's the pier over here, but this is like I guess the mooring pier. If you can see behind me, you've got the Isle of Wight, and it looks glorious. Isle of Wight is, hey Ian, hey Pam. Isle of Wight is 133, the time machine, simulation, Terminator, government. There's a boat there called Spike, but it's lovely out here. There's a lot of people out here because of the Waverley. I might take the opportunity to get on the Waverley. It's down here for another week or two. Has anyone been on the Waverley? It looks pretty cool. So yeah, these wonderful things that we discover in the Matrix as we go along, the simulation. But 58, yeah, 58 days to go. There's 43 in the chat, now 49. There it is, there's the Waverly. You see it? There she is. Hang on. There, just there. There she is. That's the Waverly. Just 58 days. And 58 is where it all started, really. Ivanka in numbers comes to 58, the dear Ivanka. So I bumped into her in 2015, 5 days before Donald came down the escalator with Melania, and they told us the beginning and the end of the movie. Melania Trump's 143 November 5th. It was on the 167th day of the year. 167 is 24. 167 is Old Harry Rocks, which are just there. 167 reset reversal. Did you? Well done, Pam. Brilliant. But I met Ivanka 5 days before that, on June 11th. June is 50, Donald, Paul, Eileen, Fight, America. 11th is 91, Space Force, POTUS, Liberty, Future. But June 11th is 141, Reincarnation. Tom Bushnell, I think it's Made of Manhattan, or is Tom Numbers Made of Manhattan. 140, that's one of the nicknames I've given Ivanka for that day that I met her. But it was all on time. And it was the 162nd day of the year, 162 plus the word day, which is 30. 30 is also baby. It's AU plus AG for silver and gold. Added together is 192, which is Governor's Island, which you had the bit with Steve Bannon and the guy from the Chinese Republic in 2020 on Obama's birthday of all times, all days, to do the trolling. and they said they'll bring in the new Chinese Republic for a millennium, for 1,000 years. But Governor's Island's 192, and it faces the Statue of Liberty. So there's another boat there just come in. And then we got the photograph. You'll see it on my Twitter. It's the big picture on my Twitter profile. We got that photograph with her, I guess, Secret Service agent, whoever it was that was protecting her, little guy. But he had an earpiece in his suit, and he was in a suit, had his earpiece. And I asked to get the photograph, and she said yes. And we were behind the Del Monaco Plaza. Barry Hearn told me that that was one of Trump's properties. I didn't realise at the time. But 146 Del Monaco Plaza is Ivanka Trump. So I got all the confirmation on that. And then Janine and Huna did a reading when I was back in Manhattan for the second time in this lifetime on September 11th, 2021. So nearly 6 years, well, just over 6 years later, they do the comms on that, and Janine says me and Ivanka were happily together 2 lifetimes ago. So I was like, okay, I welcome that, I'll take that for sure. But it's interesting because she's the one that activated me. So I was always awake, but the actual number sequences coincided with Paul Bushnell, my cousin that died. Paul Bushnell 143, November 5th 143. And I met her. And it was all on divine timing, it was meant to be. I'm in New York. Manhattan's 92 numbers. Look at that boat there. Solent scene, can you see that? I have to work out the numbers on that. But I met her, and as people will say, the rest is history. We did have a pause of about 5 years till we got to Corona 2020. I had 1 or 2 things in between. One particularly at Durdle Door, where I declared in 2018 to some friends, I said, as with the sound of a trump. I didn't quite understand what I was saying, but we felt I'd said something. And then 2020 came in and it became clear, 2020 vision. Yeah. So that's what happened. But yeah, 58 is Star. It's interesting that the Daily Star, the newspaper that gives me the most codes, is Star. And Ivanka's father, Donald, one of his character references, he comes to 51, 51 comes to great, 51 comes to top. Top is also Batman. You've got Top Trumps, 158, Ivanka Time Machine 158, Mother Nature 158, and where I am physically right now is Jurassic Coast. Jurassic Coast is 158, and I think we've been told to come off the jetty now. And I've got 88 in the chat right now, which is Trump. And there's 22 thumbs up, which is MAGA, which is deal. And together it's 110 president. Adventure. The Adventure 143. The President 143. November 5th 143. The Tesseract 143. And yeah, all things are coming together. I was just talking with Ricky Lambert, and he's expressing how he's seeing how all the timelines are coming together. We're coming towards this singularity. Jetson White 148, Jetson White, Simple Dramatia 148, Time Traveler 148, Donald J. Trump 148, Zim the Reset 148, Zim the Exchange 148. Jetson has expressed how for time travel you need 2 singularities coming together at a certain angle. And if you do singularity 155, the millennium 155, you double it, you get to 310. And the 310th day of the year is November 5th. this year. I feel that because of...
Welcome to the Solaris. Just our attention for a few moments. Just want to give a brief safety announcement. In the unlikely event of an emergency occurring, you hear a series of 7
Here we go.
blasts followed by 1 long blast on the ship's hull. This will be followed by a notice of...
Can you hear that with the ships?
So I ask you to remain seated, remain calm, just follow instructions.
It's a Ballard Cliff. There you go.
We do have all the emergency equipment on board.
Anyway,
On the upper deck above us for the roof.
so I've expressed this a bit, but I'll do it a bit more. So Back to the Future, as you know, if you've watched the films, there are different times that they jump time. The first one is October 26th, and then they go back in time and they arrive on November 5th. Now I'm wondering, in terms of the logistics here, in terms of the election, will we see some kind of blackout necessary? 10 days of darkness, the 10 days of darkness. Will we see that? Because October 26th, depending what time of the day you start on that, takes you into 10 days, takes you to November 4th, and then you've got November 5th after that. I wonder if there will be a last minute, deliberate, planned shutdown, where everything that we want comes out, you know, the truth is revealed. And it could be that 2020 is resolved, and we get that resolution perhaps on November 5th. So a lot of people I speak to, and they say, oh, there won't be any election. It's quite interesting that that kind of thought is in the field. The other phrase is calling an election made sure, which is 246. So the calling is actually 58 as well, Ivanka, and she activated me, she called me effectively. Calling and election. Election's 83, negative is 83, faithful's 83. Circuit is 83, as in a circuit board, and I've said that New York Manhattan is a circuit board, which is 355, which is remember the 5th of November, which is also the military industrial complex 355, which is also Westminster Parliament Square 355. Circuit board is 123, which is Eric Trump, which is Abraham Lincoln, and on Parliament Square there's actually a statue of Abraham Lincoln, and it's at its feet is a bus stop, and the bus stop is Q bus stop. That's the number of the bus, the letter of the bus. And the 88 bus, Trump, goes right around Parliament Square and goes past that bus stop. And you've got Westminster Abbey, which is 200, which is Mount Rushmore, which is like a thief in the night. Q, like a thief in the night, is 217. Mission Impossible, Tom Sidney Bushnell, Lady Diana Francis Spencer. And we've got 123 in the chat right now. So there you go, it confirms it. And 41 with the thumbs up. That takes you to 164, which comes to 5th of November 164. Tenet time machine, Tenet reversal, Israel reversal 164. So what was I saying before that? I was talking about Ivanka 58. The election, yeah, so the phrase calling an election made sure, I've known that all my life really, and I knew what the calling, I felt I understood what the calling meant, but I wasn't sure what the election part was. But now we know. Hey Melissa, how are you? See, even the dog knows. the dog knows. So if the calling election made sure is yes, the 5th of November, then that's the date of this election, 2024. But how about this? What if 2020 gets resolved because of something that takes place prior to that? I'm sure there's a few events that will get triggered, because remember, white hats are in control. Top trumps is 158, which is remember, remember. Mother Nature, 158. Ivanka, Time Machine, 158. Jurassic Coast, where I am, 158. What about if the bad side do something under the, well, white hats are in control, but the narrative, let the narrative play out that the bad ones do something drastic to stop Trump getting in, i.e. trying to cause major disruptions and a shutdown of everything, so there can't be an election taking place. But how about if the military step in then, and we have 10 days of darkness, but 10 days of space force, 10 days of liberty, where the truth is revealed, perhaps, and then it gets resolved, and then we see on November 5th, the election of 2020 is declared correct on 2024, and then you would feel that you probably won't need the election of 2024, but maybe we jump time. Hey, Paris, Italy, wow, not Rome, Italy, or Rome, France, but Paris, Italy. That's brilliant, what a name that is. So we'll see what's coming, but something is coming. Something is coming. And I can't wait, I can't wait. 141 in the chat, Tom Bushnell, Quantum Leap, June 11th, and then 48 thumbs up. 48 is Tom, thank you. Something's coming. Do we go back in time? Do we go back to 1955? 1955 is 194, which is New Yorker Hotel. 194 is also September 11th. So September 11th and November 5th are intrinsically linked. And remember, everything that's been done wrong gets reversed. But how will we know? Because fly away Peter, fly away Paul, come back Peter, come back Paul. There were 2 towers. I know there's buildings 7, which is 143 November 5th. But there were 2 World Trade Centers, 2 towers. Now there's just 1, but there will be 3. And 111 is perfection, 111 is illusion, 111 is the Genesis, 111 is Kennedy magic, 111 is I am Trump, 111 is Waverly, and that's the name of the boat that I serendipitously just showed you at the beginning of the video. And interestingly enough, Waverly's not too far off the name of a school that I went to, and the name of that town was 125 time travel. And if you do the county, it takes you to 222, which is 1,000 years of peace, which is Wyndham New Yorker, which is the Tesla Hotel. And if you do Wyndham New Yorker Hotel, that's 282, which is 88 miles per hour. See how it's all working out, people? This is how it works. This is how it works. And last night I was watching Revenge of the Sith, the 3rd Star Wars. So the 3rd in the prequels, but the 3rd in the not trilogy, but the 3rd in all of the films, where Darth Vader starts off, goes dark, changes, and then you'll see later how he comes back again. But I noticed something interesting in that. So I've seen that film a few times, but I just never noticed it until this point, where there's a character and he's involved in, I think he's the head of the clone army, and his name is Commander Cody, of all names. Cody, C-O-D-Y. And Commander Cody, so I said this a couple of years ago, I went to Kansas City, the Twin City, and I went to Bushnell Binoculars, where they do the telescopes, binoculars, and I went to the headquarters, but it was on a Sunday, so it was closed. But it was on Cody Street, I believe. Now my family, one of the houses that they grew up in, I didn't actually live there, I'd left by then. But part of my family for part of their lives, grew up on a street called Cody as well. And there was also a school with the name Cody, which was next to my school that I grew up in. But Bushnell binoculars, Bushnell rangefinders, telescopes, sight finders, shooting equipment, all that stuff is it was Cody Street, I believe, in Kansas City, on the Kansas side. And I remember Dorothy went to Kansas. The Wizard of Oz is 176, Back to the Future 176. Let's go over here. There you go. The troops are going past. So, but Cody Street, I think it was in America, was on number 92. 92's numbers. 93 is Bushnell. Yeah, it was 92 on Cody Street, and it was on 93rd. So it was intersect. You know how you get the two roads intersecting in America. So it was on Cody and 93rd. 93 is Bushnell, and that's where their headquarters were or are. And so 92 numbers plus Bushnell 93 comes to 185. Donald John Trump. Book of Revelation 185. Book of Mormon actually 185. World Trade Center 185. Anyway, this character in Revenge of the Sith, Commander Cody, I did the numbers earlier today, I can't remember what they were now, but then his actual actor name is someone Morrison. It's something like Tamega or Tamala Morrison. Anyway, if you add Commander Cody plus the actor's name, it comes to 337, which comes to November 5th 1955, and that's a line in Back to the Future when Emmett Brown says red letter day was November 5th because he invented time travel on November 5th 1955. So everything is all coming to this concurrent juncture. So it's just amazing. The simulation is real. God, our higher selves, all of this is real. So thanks, Vanessa. And get your shungite and orgonite if you want to experience more quantum physics stuff in your life. Shungite and orgonite can definitely help with that because it's there in the numbers. You have a calming effect when you wear it, when you sleep with it. Quantum physics is 206. Shungite plus orgonite is 206, and the links will be below. And right now we're at 167 in the chat, which is Old Harry Rocks, just over there. And there you go. And 167 in the numbers comes to 24. And Trump came down the escalator with Melania on the 167th day of the year, which was June 16th, 2015. 5 days prior, I met the beautiful Ivanka. And we have 171 in the chat now, which makes a lot of sense. And we have 73 thumbs up, which is 25 plus 48. Thank you, everyone. Much love. God bless, wherever you may be. Have a beautiful day. Enjoy the beauties of the synchronicities of the simulation, because we're in a dream, and it's gonna get rocking. All right, everyone. Much love. God bless.